Welcome to Z's and Threes.
For three for the win. Yes!
Your daily fast break assist on all things NBA, scores, stories, news, and notes. Tyler Denning here. Thank you so much for joining me. The season begins tonight. 2 games. The Knicks will take on the defending champ Boston Celtics, and the Wolves will head out west to take on the Lakers. We will be back tomorrow morning with our regular show to break all that down for you. But in the meantime, we got some business to finish up, and that is crowning a champ, best uniforms in the NBA. Who takes the top slot? If you tuned in yesterday, you found out who took the bottom slot, worst uniforms in the NBA. If you didn't watch it, be sure to go check it out. We dealt with all the mid and all the bad. There are 12 teams that remain. We will go 12 through 1, leading up to crown a number 1 best uniforms amongst all NBA franchises, according to me. Z's and Threes for the 24-25 season. Before we get started, please do like and subscribe. Let's crown a champ, best uniforms in the NBA. Start things off, the 12th best uniform combinations in the NBA for the coming season, the Chicago Bulls. These are absolute classics, especially if you grew up when I did in the 90s. Seared into your mind as a basketball fan is Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls making memorable moments in these uniforms. The statements, the ones that you see all black with the Chicago on the front, those are as tough as any jerseys you will find in NBA history. Also the icons, the red with the black Bulls letterings, very namely, those are iconic uniforms. Flu games, that's what Jordan wore. And also the white, can't go wrong. But the thing with the Bulls this year, what's holding them back, has them at 12 on the list. They're only 3 for 4. Don't really like the cities this year. The lettering on the front, the Bulls, makes me think more Great Gatsby or Broadway. And I don't really get the usage of gold for the Bulls, a franchise that is storied but hasn't really written much in terms of successful chapters in their recent stories. So the Bulls hitting 3 for 4, but really trading off of lore right now, coming in the 12th best uniforms in the NBA. Number 11 on the list, the Charlotte Hornets, another franchise that has ties to Michael Jordan, but another one that if you have memories from the 90s, you know what a stranglehold that green, that teal had on fashion, and that's really what the Hornets are trading on right now. Don't really go too much for the statements and the cities. Those leave some room to be desired. That's the all purple and then the almost Tiffany's green. But what I do like, going back to the old school Grandmama Alonzo Mourning days of the Charlotte Hornets, rocking the pinstripes as well. Those look really good. Going with the OG colorways. Shout out to the Hornets for going back to being the Hornets, not the Bobcats, and going back to their old colors, their old looks. But maybe we could accentuate the pinstripes and also go to a full purple pinstripe like you used to, but nonetheless still a very tough uniform combination for the Charlotte Hornets, bringing them in at number 11. Top 10, folks, we are getting there. In 10 on the list, best uniforms in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this is a great example of really good modern design. Another thing that I love about these Cavs jerseys is variance across the 4 different base colors, 4 different usages of Cavs, Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavs C, and the land. I really love the association. Those are the white ones with the incorporation of the hoop, the net, and the ball. The icons can be a little plain, but what stands out is that beautiful wine color that they've continued to use. The statements look good with that base, kind of anthracite dark gray with the C on the front. And wow, the city editions, that light blue. I don't know where the light blue comes from for Cleveland, but I love it in this one. I love the trim on the side, and I love the use of the land on the front. Cleveland, a very respectable 4 for 4 in terms of their uniform combinations, bring them in at number 10 best uniforms in the NBA. Number 9, the Los Angeles Lakers. And what the Lakers have going for them the most, they have not messed with a good thing. This has worked so well for them over the years. The best out of these three, in my opinion, the purple base statements, black numbers, those look amazing. Always look good when they play at home. Dim the lights at Staples Now, Crypto.com. The white associations look good as well, and the icons are iconic. What is more iconic than the Lakers stepping out in those uniforms? What's holding the Lakers back and has them outside of the top 5? They only go 3 for 4. The city editions this year, I don't really care for. It looks like a blend of purple, gray, black, whatever that may be on the base, and the use of the lake show, which I think is creative, but a little just too far outside of the box for an iconic franchise. But nonetheless, 3 of 4 for the Lakers, good enough to bring them in number 9. So we go from the second most decorated franchise in NBA history, the LA Lakers with 17 titles, to the world champions, most decorated 18 world title winning Boston Celtics, number 8 on the list. And it's simple with the Boston Celtics. The icons, the greens, those are nearly unmatched. I don't think any player has ever looked bad in those. The associations are clean as well, switching it to the white. Not so much the statements, but I can still hang with the black. The other two are good enough. The cities are absolute abominations. I do not like the neon green whatsoever. Why would you mess with it when you have the Kelly green that is perfect from the Celtics? But the icons really drag this group up to number 8 on the list for the 18-time world champ Boston Celtics. Another one of the most celebrated franchises in NBA history, in spite of just their 2 world titles. Number 7 in terms of best uniforms in the NBA, for me, the New York Knicks. The associations and the icons, those are upper echelon in terms of NBA uniforms. The statements, they could do a little bit more for me. Instead of the navy, I would prefer that they go with the black. I like with the black accent on the icons, that blue in the past, but they're not terrible. The statements definitely make me think of the Jalen Brunson era that the Knicks are definitely in. The city editions, though, that's a big reason why the Knicks are coming in at number 7. Wow. These hurt my eyes. They make it seem as if I'm possibly drinking, or it's very blurry. I'm trying to check my eyes to read the New York on the front of the jerseys. So by the initial look-see, I'm not a fan, but the Knicks have 2 absolute classic top-tier jerseys with the icons and the association. Good enough to bring them in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, the Portland Trail Blazers. And they have a lot of things going for them. First, they're making their layups here. And usually when a team makes their easy shots, high shooting percentage, that is a recipe for victory. They also have variance. They're scoring at all 4 levels. You look at the white associations that have Blazers across the front. You remix that to a black with the icons, but switch it up with the Portland. Then you have the pinwheel logo in the middle for the red statements. And I do like the incorporation of the Rip City for their city editions. This is what you get when you move the rock around. It's very hard, as I've said, to mess up black, white, and red. But Portland hitting on all 4 cylinders, good enough to bring them in at number 6. All right, so we are into the top 5 best uniforms in the NBA, and it starts with the Memphis Grizzlies. I think no secret here, the classics are classics. These are 10 out of 10 dime piece jerseys. And shout out to the Grizzlies for putting Vancouver Grizzlies on the front, an ode to their roots in Vancouver, where the franchise was started. The icons also look clean. This is a great example of how a franchise has emerged into a new era of design. I really like the fact that the font up top, Memphis, matches the number font. Very good work from the Grizzlies. And the cities, a nice tip of the cap to the city of Memphis. I like the red. I like the bubble font. I like the incorporation of the light blue. But with the classics, with the Vancouver logo, and with the Vancouver, that's good enough to land the Memphis Grizzlies at number 5 for NBA best uniforms. Number 4, the Atlanta Hawks. This, folks, is how you return from the uniform wilderness in the NBA. Go back to what you know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, go back to what works. They did that color-wise, did the Atlanta Hawks. There's no neon. There's no blue. The amazing colors, the red, the white, the yellow, and the black. There is some blue in their cities, but I like the city editions. Really like the striping on the side. And for the statement edition, that is the black with the yellow laying on top of it that says Hawks. Whew, that looks tough. Atlanta, 4 out of 4. Now, can you just get a team? Put a good team on the court so we can see them play, maybe deep into the playoffs. Atlanta Hawks, number 4 best uniforms in the NBA. Number 3, the Phoenix Suns. It is getting real, folks. Only 2 teams remain. What I love about the Phoenix Suns, first and foremost on both the association and the icon, the Suns slanting up that goes towards the basketball sun that looks like a rising sun. It looks like a basketball that's shooting. It's amazing. The color scheme for the Phoenix Suns. If you've been to Phoenix, if you've been in the Southwest, in the desert, it perfectly encapsulates the city of Phoenix. It looks so good. But really what pushes this group over the top, the city editions with the Valley. Oh my gosh. Wow. It makes this group elite. They are batting a perfect 1,000. Good enough to put them at number 3 best uniforms in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns. The second best uniforms in the NBA, the Sacramento Kings. Kings going a perfect 5 for 5 here. And it's not just due to volume that they find themselves number 2 on the list. First off, the colors are immaculate. You think Kings, you think royalty, the black, the purple, the white. Looks spectacular. The cursive script on the association white and the second rendition, the icon black, looks amazing as well. But let's talk about the classics, paying homage to a team that was robbed of a chance to play for an NBA Finals. Shout out to Mike Bibby, Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Peja Stojakovic. The classics representing that era, incredibly good. The city editions paying homage to their original colors as a franchise, very good. And the statements, I do like the checkered on the side. I like the split as well in the middle, the blend. And the Kings you see in the front with just a very small font, Sacramento above it. The Sacramento Kings, perfect 5 for 5, good for the second best uniforms in the NBA. So here we are, folks, the moment you have all been waiting for, the number 1 best uniforms in the NBA belong to the Philadelphia 76ers. These are classics. To me, every jersey here is a 10-10 hit, 4 dimes. The colors are spectacular. Red, white, and blue. Philadelphia, our nation's first capital. If you don't know, now you know. And I'm totally okay with just switching up the colors between the association and the icons. The statement looks incredible with the red and with the Phila in the front in script, and the Sixers on the city. You put the color splash on the side, an ode to the Spectrum where they used to play, the Sixers font from the 70s, and then switch it from the navy that it used to be to white. And that gives you the best quartet of jerseys and best uniforms in the NBA for 24-25, according to myself, Z's and Threes, Tyler Denning, the Philadelphia 76ers. So that's it. 30 teams, 30 uniform combinations. We ranked them all. The worst, the Oklahoma City Thunder. The best, the Philadelphia 76ers. But don't fret, folks, if I hated and dissed your franchise. There's always next year. You can get your uniform act together and come on back. You come on back tomorrow as the regular season starts tonight with 2 games. Season 3 will be back for its regular show. Come tomorrow morning, all the scores, stories, news, and notes. Had fun with this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.